Okay, we picked an inappropriately happy theme for the Underworld. And what is it? It is a place for people, good and bad, to go after they had died. And it is the setting, or is mentioned in many Greek mythologies. It's also a place for the living, depending on the story. There are a couple stories where the living go down into the underworld to bring back one of their loved ones. None of them, however, have been able to succeed at this. Spirits awaited judgment when they arrived at the underworld, and there are 3 layers that people could go to. Elysium, also known as Elysian Fields, was the quote-unquote heaven of the underworld layers. It was a land ruled by a man with a wonderful name that I cannot pronounce, near the river Oceanus. It has lush fields and the sunlight is all around. These were the heroes, the poets, the priests, and those who helped out others. It was a place for the mortals to feel immortal like gods. Now, these people were allowed to go back to Earth, but not many did so because they liked their life so much here. And the Titan Cronus lived here because he was one of the early gods. He did not, however, deserve to live here for all the cruel things that he has done. Asphodel. This is a place where people who weren't exceptionally good or exceptionally awful went. It was a joyless realm of ghosts that were neither torturous nor pleasant, but worse than life. And there are many stories of people who were here, they having to walk for the rest of their life. So it's definitely not better than living. And Tartarus is the last layer, and it was different from Hades. Hades is a place for, in different mythologies or different stories, for the dead. Now, Tartarus was a place full of monsters and demons. And this is a place for horrible criminals that were banished, as well as the rivals of gods after the wars if they had lost. Now, this is a place where people were tortured. Now, all the stories of men being tied to rocks and having their insides ripped out by dogs, as well as pushing rocks up hills just to have it at the end of the day roll back down the big hill and having to start all over. This was Tartarus. Now, many of the Titans were banished to Tartarus. Charon was a ferryman who took all the dead souls down the river Styx and into the underworld. Now, he was paid in coins that the dead had put in their mouths when they had died. Now, the families of the dead would put the coins in the mouth, and if the dead did not have these coins, Charon would not take them down the river Styx, and they were left at the beginning of the river Styx forever, sort of like a purgatory type place where they would just stay there, and that was all they got to do unless someone was kind enough to have a coin and either have 2 coins, which usually never happened, or give them their coin, which obviously also never happened. And that's it.